Uh-oh, Bitcoin in trouble. The time is now. We could see that there was going to be a bit of a pullback. Today we got it. I was bearish this morning. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's have some fun. It is what it is. There's money to be made no matter what, though. So we are going to figure this out and have some fun. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. I want to see if there was more squares. There's no square space. No. I gotta get this new tripod in soon. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you here for this emergency Bitcoin meeting on Sunday night. Is the bull market over? What's happening? And we're gonna break down Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. Shout out to Bitcoin and the week. Mike Tyson just knocked me out. Shout out to everybody here for Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. God bless each and every one of you for being here and jumping on in. Let's get a like. I feel like Bitcoin's punching me in the face. That's how I feel like. That's how I feel like what's happening here for Bitcoin. Let's break it down. We called it short. We got the dump all the way back down to 93,000. Now we're at 93,776, 1776. Interesting. Let's break down what happened here to BTC on the weekly. All right. Got my bathroom. You guys are funny, man. Anyway, let's break it down. Let's have some fun. I don't know why there's a 9 just hanging out there. We'll get rid of that for now. Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the weekly close and let's break it down. Let's have some deep dive analysis here of the weekly close. We're going to look at the open, the high, the low, and the close. The opened at 95,186. The high was 99,963. Remember, on Christmas Day, it looked like we were going to 100K. They had us gassed, and then they had us passed. Then the low was 92,520. So you could have scooped up Bitcoin at 92,500, and the candle would close at 93,738, down $1,448.07. And it's only been 2 weeks of pain here for Bitcoin. Shout out to my man with the 777s. Never got in my Christmas super chat. Merry Christmas and thanks for continuing to change my life every day. Congrats on another year straight. Love you, buddy. We haven't done it yet. Hopefully we will. 2 more days and we can say we finished a year, and we'll do the monthly close too. We will do the monthly candle close as well. And we'll have you at hello. We'll do what we can for you every single day, and for myself, man. But God bless you, man. Thank you so much for the Merry Christmas. Thank you for continuing to change my life. Thank you for continuing to change my life. May God bless you, brother. May God bless you. Thank you so much for the quadruple sevens. Travis 7777. And you go live. You're always like, should I go live on these strange Sunday nights? And I always do. And you know what? Thank you for that constant support, everybody, to keep me going every day. Because it's not easy for a human being to go as many days as I can, right? It's not even human. But with your help and with God's help and with somehow my own just willingness to want to keep it pushing, you guys make this show amazing. So may God bless you all for being here. I'm humbled by every single person that shows up today, that leaves a message, that leaves a comment, that hits the like button. I believe anything you send to this channel will come back to you tenfold, because we're doing things that we can do to help others. I'm not saying I don't help myself. I'm not saying I don't have a business here. I would never say I don't, but I believe, hey, make a business of helping others. You can help yourself while you help others. And that is the most beautiful business in the world. It'll be a rewarding business. All right, everybody sells something. Everybody does something out here. All right, find your way, find your place, and give your contribution to the world. Amen. And shout out to everybody that's here today. I just want to say thank you again. So again, opened at 95,186. High was 99.9. Low was 92.5. We closed at 93.7. Down $1,500, basically $1,450 on the week, down 1.52%. And not a strong candle, really, considered mainly somewhat of a bearish candle if you have a bigger wick to the upside than to the downside, meaning there's more sell pressure than now. However, still some wickage here that could attempt to hold us And there's a chance we get a bullish week. Even if we're you know, because even if we're getting a bigger pullback, we usually do it inside of what's called a falling wedge. And so even if we're getting some type of dump, I would expect a bullish week, you see? But it would be oh so beautiful if it turns into something like this and they just wreck these shorts. See, the thing is, if we get back above 97.2, that's when you'll see me start to say, hey, 97.2 is our gateway to movement. If we can get back above 97.2, then anything is possible. But if we cannot, we'll continue to crumble and fumble the bag here. So let's take a look here where 97,200 is. Why did I widen that? Yeah, there we go. Let's take a look here at what's happening. So, yeah, we lost that key area right there where these two weekly candles met. There's a point of control right there now, too, at 97,333s. But right there, man, we gotta clean those two candles. Got to get back above that area. That's it. You don't get back above there, then, you know, this is your playing field here. And again, high volume node to high volume node, 67,000, 63, maybe even 61,000. I gotta say that that's a possibility at this point. My whole life, whenever we've lost this king node, we've come down to this level of liquidity. And look at that. I mean, that tells you that's where you're going. That's where all the buy and sell pressure are. A lot of people put orders down there thinking, hey, maybe I could catch it. Now, when you go up this fast, usually you can come down pretty fast too. So I'm not trying to tell you what's going to happen, and I'm not saying we're guaranteed to go to 60,000, but if you're not somewhat prepared, I don't know what to tell you. All right. Again, when we had this dump, we were pumped up here. Remember, I pulled the fib? And I probably kept saying, hey, if you're not prepared for 51,000, 50K, when we were up here, I said, you know, and look, we wicked down to 48,000. And we did eventually hit that golden pocket, whether we did it in the middle of the night for a split second, but we did. And so you can only assume that we will do something similar here from impulse back to the 618 golden pocket. The coolest thing about that is it's 80K. It's not even that low. So, you know, maybe the 786, which is at about $76,000. So these are the levels that I'm starting to have to take seriously because we're losing support on the weekly. You know, there's really nothing left till you get back here. Again, Bitcoin didn't do that every time, and everybody's overly bullish saying there's no way this can happen. It's alt season tomorrow. Everything is going up. Yes. I don't know, man. Every time I've heard that, it's usually pain. So prepare yourself for possible pain, because there looks like there's more pain on the way, and it is what it is. So there's your weekly. Let's flip on the moving averages. The coolest thing about this is, though, when you touch the 21 on the weekly, you can have a massive pump, and that would just be like a bull flag on the weekly time frame, and the weekly would start looking something like the 1 minute. You know, again, it might take 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks at the most, right? So 1, 2, 3, you know, inauguration January 20th, something like that, we could start to pick up and start to pump again here from 88, 80, 87,000 and then head up to 147. And that's our let. At that point, when Bitcoin starts getting up here, once Bitcoin's above 130, right into these levels, you got to start. I'll be scaling out of certain altcoins depending on how the altcoin season of Bitcoin dominance looks. But I will be scaling out of certain things in the market that are up pretty nicely. That, to me, is going to be an area to be getting out somewhere there in March, April. And then we usually have that nasty dump. And that could be the end. I mean, that could be the end of the bull run. We've had a beautiful run. Everyone wants to say, because then we're going to have another pullback. And then we have another pump. If it's a super cycle or it goes to the end of 2025, it's going to look something like this. 182K. I mean, that could get there by July. We get a bigger pullback. And I'm being super speculative here, but another pullback to 97. So we pump to 150K. All right, and then we start to get another, pullback somewhere, I don't know, 108 even, and we get some wicks to 100,000. And then we pump again. Yeah, that would make more sense. We pump again, and it takes till like September, October here, and then, the rally ends. And I guess we would have like a major super cycle somewhere to 182,000. But this would be a good place to take some profit. We come back in, I could re-enter the market and go in for that next leg. But at least there I would solidify massive gains since we've been in. So I'm just starting to kind of plan my escape. We're in like the 5th inning as far as I'm concerned. And so I'm starting to kind of plan my escape. Everyone else can think wherever they want. This is what and I could be wrong, but this is what I'm seeing. And maybe I sell early. I'm known to do that, but I will leave with a bag. And you know what? They say most people don't leave with anything. So if you sell early and leave with a bag, you're better than 90% of the people. So let's take a look at the 3-day chart. Just focus on the bag, not about when you're selling, in my humble opinion. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but that's what I do. I focus on my bag. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Don't listen to anybody on YouTube about anything. Entertainment only and educational information. So look, the 3-day chart looking ugly as all heck. It's a chunky head and shoulder. And that wants to take a dump. I've never seen so much bearishness on so many time frames. The only cool thing I see about the 3-day chart is the stochastics have reset. You're touching the 21-day moving average. And there's a chance that the 3-day is like, you know, we shrug off the weekly and the weekly can continue to just be extremely extended. And somehow, some way, we defy the bearish div and we bounce off this 21-day moving average. Like, this is my last, like, saving grace here. Because, you know, I've traded the 21 with low stochastics on the 1 minute, on the 15, on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, on the daily. A lot of times when you're bearish, though, you're going to lose this 21 and drop down to the 50. You're going to head somewhere down here. And this looks Bart Simpson-esque, the bearish divergence. I just don't see how we don't come and test 80K. But your last chance here, for me, is that the 3-day chart doesn't lose the 200 MA, the 21 SMA, and it starts its pump. And it saves our butts. Like, we all get saved here. We blast through this high. We don't double top. And we rip to, you know, 147,000 somewhere by Valentine's Day. I mean, this is a chance, but it looks very unlikely to me. But it's like the last hope. You know, it's very unlikely, but it looks possible. The daily extremely oversold too as well, saying, hey, I mean, how much longer can you beat me down? RSI's in a really good spot for a bull market pump. So is the MACD. Again, in a beautiful falling wedge. I almost say, hey, there's a pump coming out of Bitcoin here, and they're going to just shred these shorts. And you're going to see something you've never thought possible. And they're going to take this head and shoulder that everybody's shorting, and they're going to dump it in your face. And they're going to steamroll all these shorts. This would be a beautiful thing for my net worth. This is what I would love. Again, am I blowing hopium? It's possible. Let's go over the facts. The facts are there's a head and shoulder here. I mean, it's clear as day. And these break down 68% of the time. And we're already seeing some other bearish signals for Bitcoin, and it does suggest you go somewhere down to that, and that would line up exactly with the golden pocket at 79,080K. So this head and shoulder pattern has a perfect destination in the golden pocket. It's almost too good to be true, right? Maybe it is. We will see. Only time will tell. But that's, you know. So am I short? Well, one thing I did say was to open up that short on the daily there. At 95.7, you're in the money now. If you did open up my daily short that we talked about with a stop loss above here, if anyone watched. Did anyone open up that daily short just because they saw the same thing I did and the education fit? Anybody? Anybody? So yeah. But then it could take one country to say we're flipping to Bitcoin. It could take one nation state to get in. It could take one just amazing moment, right? And next thing you know, everything starts to move again, right? So anyway, so, you know, and look at the daily. Let's see if we can. So we'll take it one step, one day, one candle at a time. You know, right now I'm going to see if that daily candle can turn green for tomorrow. We'll take it one step at a time over here. What do you know, kid, huh? Well, look, we looked at this too. We drew this for you. And we kept saying it's likely that we're going to make this bear flag and break to the downside, to the bottom of the channel. Just because, like, you were in a channel, and my mentor taught me years ago, Sam, he said, when you're in a channel, Sam, just assume you're going to stay in the channel till you don't. That's the coolest way to be accurate, he said. You're going to nail it if you do that. So basically, down, up, you have to assume the next move is down to the bottom of the channel. Why? Because that's it. That's it. Pattern trading 101. Must assume. You know, what I will tell you is this is such a strong Adam and Eve. And they usually hold their ground. It's very rare they break their low. And right now we're hugging a higher low for Bitcoin. Again, the bear, people say, is Sam telling us the bear market's over? I've repeated it many times, and I just want to repeat again. As long as the weekly uptrend, macro uptrend is intact, we have a bull run. Let me show you what that means. For instance, let me show you the end of the last bull run, right? You'll have a low, a high, a low, a higher high, right? But once you take this low out, you'll come for a higher up, but that will be, and that's it. You're done. And usually it's a head and shoulder pattern too at some point. Right? Same thing happened here. You know, if you look at it on a day, let's say the 3-day chart, you had a high, a low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high. But boom, you made a lower low right there. Assume you make your next lower high. That's the end of the rally. Done. Okay. So the rally only ends when you break that lower high, that first lower low. You have to bust through the low. If you don't bust through the low, then the trend's intact. Okay? So anyone telling you that we're entering a bear market or anything like that, they have no idea what they're talking about. This could be the beginning of it. I'll tell you that, though. So I guess they wouldn't be wrong if it ends up doing it. But you have a low, you have a high, you have a higher low. You can even say higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. I would have to take out this low. Bitcoin would have to take out this low, come on for a lower high somewhere here, make some type of very ugly suggestive head and shoulder, and dump back down somewhere to $22,000. That would be, you know what I mean? So, and it wouldn't fit the global narrative, but at the same time, anything is possible. As a trader, Mark Douglas taught me, as I read the book, to be a true trader, I have to believe that anything is possible, right? So let's get back down into brass tacks here. So the daily, can we close a green candle on the daily? That's what we're like, you know, basically hoping for, would love to see. And the 4 hours showing some signs of a possible, like, you know, come on, how long it's been super oversold. Eventually it's got to make a power move back to the upside. So, like, is there a chance that this 4 hour wants to break dance here and pump out of this little falling wedge back to the upside? The measured move would be the length of this algorithmically here, and it would take us somewhere back to about 98,008. And again, we'd be back above 97.2, which would turn me back into a bull. It's like I'm a vampire at night, man, during the day. And so the second I turn into a vampire, the second we go below the 200 MA. 4 hour time frame, I told you that was going to be bearish, and we've been bearish ever since, right? I told you didn't want to lose this. Both times you lost it, nasty dumps, nasty dumps. Take a look at our 1 hour time frame. The 1 hour has a banana curve on the stochastics. See that? Usually, in the MACD's about to turn. That usually gives you some type of pump here. So it looks like we're going to get the Asia buy session maybe from like 12 to 2. And then we'll see what happens. Lifer, God bless. History shows it goes down and consolidates until inauguration. Fair value gap down around 75.80. Let's see that. It'd be nice to buy in DCA. Amen. And that's also where the CME gap is too. Amen. Yeah. Really annoying when people say bull run is over. Only Bitcoin pump alts haven't even started yet. Amen. 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 And thank you so much for the super chats. Another super chat. I will donate 1 month's annual Orion to anyone you choose, Puppy Sam. Hit my first 128 trade. My entry was unchallenged. That's amazing. The digital citizen. I don't know what that means, though. How are stock futures doing, Sammy? Lifer taught me the best TA. Amen. God bless you, brother. Super chats. Eat BTC, Crow, and Swee. So there's a chance Bitcoin is making, look, a hidden, I call it a hidden inverted head and shoulder here. Neckline. A hidden, drunken, slanted inverted head and shoulder. And you can see if it can get above this high volume node, boom, there's a chance it can go back to 98.8. Not saying that could just be whatever's, but at least there could be a move here for Bitcoin. Kind of shrug off the bears for a little bit and get us into the zone. Where's the 200 MA? There it is. So we want that 15 minute to get above the 200 MA. I'm going to get rid of all this sauce that I drew here. So we got to get above that yellow line on the 15. Look, an inverted head and shoulder right there that I just missed. And if you look at the 7 minute, it played out beautifully, right? Look at that, with a double bottom in the middle. So we double bottomed off the 93.120 right there. Let's see if through the night we can continue. Otherwise, we're probably just going to channel slightly like this. I would watch to see if the 7 minute breaks at 200 MA. It looks like the 1 minute probably did. Yeah, it did. Look, there's my signal right there, and we got the pump. We're going to take a look at that 1 minute in depth here for a second. So I trade the 1 minute when we cross the 200 MA. It tends to pay many times over. And look, we actually even made a flag there. You see, we stayed on it pretty tightly. And then we got that pump back to the upside. Pretty interesting. I like, that's it. That's awesome. So BTC, I like what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin. All is kind of starting to shape it out. But again, it's a little move. Tomorrow's false move Monday. It's low volume. We're closed on Thursday, I believe, right? Because yeah, tomorrow will be the 30th, and the 31st. Then the 1st will be New Year's, and then New Year's Day. So on the 31st, New Year's, no, the 29th, tomorrow, 29th, 30th. Yeah, 31st is Wednesday night, if I'm correct, right? No, I'm so off. Tuesday night. New Year's Day will be Wednesday. They'll be closed Wednesday. The stock market will be closed on Wednesday. So let's take a look at what's up for the week ahead on the calendar here. All right. So Monday, nothing crazy. Pending home sales month over month. All right. That will be at 10 a.m. Manufacturing PMI. Now for us, okay. Banking holiday, right? All day. Okay. So the banks are going to be closed there in much of the world on December 31st. On Wednesday, right? All markets closed. Again, January 1st, New Year's Day. And then look, even a bank holiday in other parts of the world too, so it's going to affect it. And then, but look, they don't stop. Right when the year begins, unemployment claims 8:30 Thursday. So we're going to hit with that. And let's see what that, right now it's forecast to be worse than previous, which is already somewhat bearish. So we'll see what happens, but that's, and then ISM manufacturing PMI as well. So we'll see. That doesn't hit as hard. This is something that, so the biggest thing we got to look forward to is the fact that we're going to have banking holidays and lack of liquidity. And so they're going to be able to move the market around in a very vicious way. Be very careful. It's going to be low order books. All right. And then know that we have unemployment claims at 8:30 on Thursday. All right. So that's like, write those down. Get ready. It's going to be a tough week. This week is going to be complete trash. I can already tell you. And then the week after usually takes a week to regurgitate the trash that went through the week before. And so I don't see Bitcoin in the market really setting straight and getting where we want, like me really rocking and rolling till about the second week, blending into the third week of January, you know what I mean? Because that's, or like the 8th or 9th, because it's just going to be, that's just how it is. All right. Yeah, by the 10th, because a week from Friday the 10th. By the 10th, and so the week 11th, 12th, the 13th and on is going to be where we really start to flourish here. And, but there's going to be some ups and downs, and be prepared. And it's going to be kind of feel like molasses and swampy. It's going to be a swampy market. That's the best way to, sticky quicksand. You know what I mean? Sam, what camera are you using? Love the look. Do you know what LUTs are? Thank you for saying that. No, I just, you know what? I don't even want to admit it. But maybe if you email, I'll tell you, but I don't want to admit it. It's secret. Because I only use DSLRs, right? But I switched to something that mimics a DSLR, and it's been looking pretty good and doing the thing. So I've been like, okay. Again, this might make a right shoulder. I would not trade tonight, everybody. I don't trade the last week of the year because it's usually the worst week of the year to trade. Again, that could have been a nice little scalp there to the upside. Of course, there's my system working. but it's just so sloppy. It's so up and down. And yes, yeah, fine. You could have shorted the loss, shorted the rejection. Like my system still, you can see it showing up. But, you know, I like to give these last few days of the year to my kids. They're off of school, right? We're with the family. It's like a really, you get back to the family at the end of the year. I feel like, for me at least, I worked so hard all year long. And I'm still busting my butt. We still made, let's talk about it. In the last 2 days, I found another winner. So for the last week, I've been awesome all over these. Spore, look, I talked about Spore likely getting the bounce here off of that 786, and it did look 56% gain off of the Spore bounce. You gotta love it. Look, a bit of an Adam and Eve. Look, you can see it. It's got the slanted, drunken, inverted head and shoulder. You're like, what? Yeah, look, 1, 2, and a tree to the upside over here. You can almost call it a Adam and Eve. Hey, Sammy, slow it down. But let's talk about send. The drag and drop. And I knew this thing was going to send. And look, it went up 138%, still holding gains of like 118 right now from when I put out this flag, banging to the upside. We went to the website, we looked at it. They sold me a good game. And it all worked, man. Maybe they're working on the site right now, or try to delete I got to delete some cookies. But their website was hot. Drag and drop. You know, build powerful, autonomous, on-chain AI, no code required. Like, it's amazing. Like, and they show you kind of ideas here, like a new tweet that triggered for automation. And then you can filter the commands. You basically make this little web, like, and you drag and drop what you got. Unifin, Corrigan. So you click to configure the action, right? Where you would add your wallet address, you know, the contract address you want to trade, Ethereum. It's just all there, man. And this thing will execute at a high level, like based on what's happening in the market. Pretty interesting. And deflationary tokenomics too. Tokenizing your Sentio agents, unlocking revenue sharing. Learn more how Sent is deflationary and how to tokenize your AI agent. So you can make an AI agent and then you can tokenize that. Maybe people want it, use it. So there's like, it's like almost endless where this can go. Sentio. I think it's pretty hot. And again, even if they're just selling half a dream here, they're doing way better than others, and it's looking pretty good. So, this is interesting. $41 million market cap, could continue to rip, too. All right. Also like to look at PHNIX, that low cap gem that was on XRP. That was like $4 million, 10. This thing's ripping. Oh, look what it's doing now. That's bullish consolidation as far as I'm concerned. Look, it's the shoulder. It's doing the same thing we just saw that other coin do, too. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing starts to do some serious damage and continue to rip to the upside. And we're going to take a look at XRP in a second, too. Is XRP decoupling from Bitcoin? Is XRP going to do its own thing in the next week? I was BitLord screaming it was guaranteed to pump. It did not. Let's see what happens. 114% gains, though. I would look for PHNIX to continue. This thing has been one of the hottest coins in the game. And I wouldn't believe, you know, you stick with what's hot. The trend is your friend until it's not. Am I wrong? I mean, this trend is hot. This could easily go to zero, turn to nothing, too. But, you know, we've been on this thing since it first dropped. I mean, it was simple. The XRP was hot. It started to pump. What was the only, you know, the first meme that I even heard about or knew about? This was it. And I knew about it at like $2-3 million market cap. I watched it go to 4, then I watched it go to 5. Then I was like, man, this thing's on fire. And then it continued to rip, and here it is. I see it going to 1943. I'd watch that puppy. That thing's hot, like hot cakes right now. Massive shout out to the Crypto Lifer crew. Love and appreciate the value you share. Compounding profits on Fallow right now. God bless you, Clive Martin. I'm hoping for that 198 by tomorrow morning for XRP. Hey, Lifer, do you think Metaplex is a flop for the cycle? I'm thinking about swapping out. I thought it would have done a lot better. The whole market's kind of a flop for the cycle right now. We got to wait it out. All right, look at Bitcoin just dumping right back to the downside. No hope for love. Losing the 200 MA there. Where do I see Bitcoin when we show up tomorrow? Honestly, to me, I see it sideways. I feel like we're going to just be kind of going sideways like this. And more even trending lower. And we're somewhere like, I don't know. Let me see where we're going to be tomorrow. Look at the 1 hour time frame. I'll draw my green box and see when we come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. if I can, or actually when I do my update, because I'll do an update before that. So when I do the update for the trading group, so the trading group will see it. No one else will really know, but we'll find out. I'll grab my rectangle. I'll put it somewhere. So here we go. Hold shift. And so tomorrow, the 30th at 10 in the morning, right? Yeah. Yeah, it switches over. 1, 2, 3, right. Yeah, okay. I'll bet I'll be doing it at like 7. Right there is the time. And I'll shrink the box because that's cheating. I feel like. Right in the middle spot. So, okay. So let's see. The smaller I make it, the hotter it is. You know what I mean? Dude. So here's the 1 hour. It comes up, faking out. Yeah, it's going to pop to the top of the channel before it drops back down, likely. Price action will do something like that. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be somewhere right there. And then the Stokes will be somewhere here curving, and then we might have to, like, you know. Yeah. There you go. Somewhere between 93.8 and 94.200. November 4th will be the lowest we've seen this cycle. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look. Shout out to Jackson. God bless you, man. Pendle looking good. Pendle is looking nice right now. Let's take a look at Pendle. It's a call we have too in the trading group today and throughout the weekend here. Just the chart looks nice for Pendle, so I don't really like go by the talk of the town. I just go by kind of what it looks like. And so far Pendle's just doing what it's supposed to do, which is follow suit. And it's in this, but you know, shoulder, head, right shoulder, Bitcoin dumps. You could easily lose this trend line. If you lose the 200 man, the daily, no go. But see if it can get the bounce here for Pendle, get tight. And, you know, the next target for Pendle was 14. And Pendle's been hot right now. Any dip on Pendle to me, and around whenever it hits 5, it tends to get a nice pump. Nice pump. It's in that level again. Nice little swing trade possibly for Pendle from 5 to 14. So I would watch Pendle closely. Keep it on the radar. Don't forget there's always opportunity out here. Don't get too down just because Bitcoin may pull back. There's always opportunity for the people that believe there is. There's, you know, you happen to hit it when you believe you can. So keep this on the radar, all right? And again, if you missed this, you're with family, you can't come on in. We do post this to the group to keep you updated on every single thing that we're doing here because we love you, all right? Super chat, ETH, BTC. Let's take a look at Ethereum, BTC. On Binance. So I showed you where I believe Bitcoin will be when I show up tomorrow. So ETH Bitcoin, it's either making a bear flag or can make this inverted head and shoulder, but I don't have a lot of faith, and it doesn't look amazing right now. We desperately need the bounce here for BTC. So kind of still where I have it, and we'll get back to it another time, but it just doesn't look amazing, I'll tell you that. And if the whole market kind of goes down like it looks like it may, then this just will make a bear flag and go down with it, but let's see. If we get the bounce, ETH will bounce, Bitcoin will bounce, and this should beat up on Bitcoin a little bit, and then we can get back into the motion. Eventually, we'd like to see it grow up, get into this tight zone. But look, ETH has been trending down against Bitcoin, and it has no break in trend. Like, the trend is still to the downside. I see no, you know, we finally had fun. We had one higher low. I actually am wrong. Low. We had our first higher low in a row. So we did have, but we've had one of those right there. And eventually it would, you know, in the macro downtrend is low, high, low, high. Like, we're still in a macro downtrend. Until Ethereum BTC can get possibly back above 5730 stats, 5700 stats, I don't see it really trending back up against Bitcoin. All right. Okay. Yeah. Sui and Crow. Yeah. Yeah. Super chat, Swee and Crow. Imagination of innocence. How do you squeeze out scalpers? As long as crypto moves at least 1 or 2% either ways, I'm still going to accumulate at least 1 or 2%. I know. It doesn't matter, man. Scalpers help us, man. It's liquidity. You got to have liquidity everywhere. Everyone that trades moves the market some way, shape, or how. Like all things. I mean, in theory, it's a herd, right? We're all moving it together. Whether it's the whales. I mean, the whales have way more. The bigger the money, the And had a great day hanging out too today with the boys. Forming a little crew here in Sarasota. You don't want to mess with us, all right? The lifer crew, man. Positive energy and love, but yeah, look at that beautiful cup and handle on Colin. Ripping to the upside here, doing damage. Colin up a nice 122%. And Colin back to where it all really started. The swarm, baby, the swarm. Colin showing strength. Let's go, Colin, let's go. And I don't see how Colin doesn't win in the long run. And it's got such a small market cap. And this thing could do 100x for us. I mean, we could be at the beginning of something big here. And again, this is broken away. We're talking get a piece, just have exposure. You got to have exposure to cookie.fun as far. I mean, you do whatever makes you happy. But I feel like for me as a person, I got to have exposure to this website here, cookie.fun, and I got to find out and I got to get a piece of something. And so I went in and I deep dived all these coins. And I found all these in and outs, and I found a bunch of different ones that make sense. All right, and I have exposure to a bunch of, and I shot at a few that didn't work. I like Mana. That could be in the next bigger one because I believe it comes out of Tim Terminal. But Tim Terminal's also kind of getting old. Like it's like an old narrative now. Like Goat may fade into the wayside. There's so much more. Like this one though, Tensorium AI. This one's the new one coming up in the game. People are talking about this one, Tensor, a lot. I hear about this one. The A16 Eliza, she seems to be holding her weight. And very small market cap for her, too, anything with Morph AI, Morph this, Morph where. I'm seeing a lot of Morph. There's seems to be, I know it sounds crazy, but there seems to be a pump on anything with the name Morph in it. Kind of crazy. Tardy on chain, right? These Tardy coins, that's got $1 million market cap. That's interesting there. Agent Tank has been on my radar at a $10 million market cap. And again, you can't own them all, so you got to write them down. You do your research in them. For me, and again, I didn't write it. I didn't get, Dora AI is another one that people keep talking about. I'm seeing a lot of love on Dora. People liking their Dora. Cert AI, Certic Agent. I mean, that's pretty hot, if you know what Certic was. So, and that's for making sure a project is straight up. Like they go through all the, all the ins and outs of the coin, make sure it's not a rug. Hey, Sam, can you check turbos? It's a smaller Dex on Swee. Merry Christmas. Sam, shut the stream down. It's too much alpha showing us this hunting for this week. Swing trades. I love you, brother. Swee, Crow, and turbos. Yeah, so there's money to be made out here this week. And and there's my baby Colin. Up 260% on the week, baby. Growing. We may have been a little early in the first buy, but that second buy pumping hard. Memes AI in the radar. And the list goes on and on, right? So I throw some on the little ones, and I see what can happen. And I got my little list too. My AI agent list, We looked at Bro, remember? Rebros. It is up a little bit from when we looked at it, a little messy. Let's take a look if I can make some more sense of that chart. But yeah, it looks like it's doing one of these now. And that thing may just continue to cook. And have you noticed how I can use indicators and I can add them, but you ever notice how I don't even need them? I can see the flow of the TA through the TA itself, and we're in the sentience, we know what we're doing. And so a lot of people are doing what I'm doing. They're speculatively looking at one of the lower ones and seeing which one could go where. And everyone's kind of taking a shot. Look, this thing continued. This one went up 200% since we went over last night. And now it's flagging out. It looks like these are all flagging. It's like they've decided they don't really care what Bitcoin's doing. This one is a little coin that plays Minecraft. An AI guy, you know, it's an AI Minecraft player. So, like, this thing could do numbers. And again, I know it goes on and on, but this is on Sol. There's a cup and handle. And it's been ripping. And it took a little bit of a pullback there. And again, it could go to zero. You never know. These are like high risk, but this does stuff. Like, someone can watch it play Minecraft. It's better than a meme. I'm much rather invest in sentience than memes. I'm just not, like, I like memes, but I'm just not a meme guy. I like things that work. I like to buy things that make sense. I don't like to buy things that everyone else... I mean, I guess I'll make money because everyone else thinks it's hot. So I'll invest in a meme, but I don't know. I like utility, really. I really like researching the why behind something. Like when I was a kid, I took apart my remote control cars and I took the fire out of the fire, the light out of the fire engine and tried to, you know, turn it into my own circuit and just like was playing around. Like I wanted to see the insides. Man, this 4 hour looks good. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing pumps. I'd keep this on the radar too as well. And again, when the market's horrible and all the traditional coins are flopping and groping and following Bitcoin, you gotta find the opportunity. Opportunity right now is in AI agents, and I can tell and I can smell it. And they're ripping. They don't care because they have utility. I went over this now. I've been saying it every show for the last 4 or 5 shows. The decoupling of the AI agents. And it really may be a serious thing that nobody is truly talking about. We should clip this out, make it kind of a Twitter post and kind of title it like our AI agents decoupling from Bitcoin. It's really a topic we should talk about. I should be on a podcast with Thread Guy. Please go to Thread Guy right now on Twitter and say we need to discuss the decoupling of the AI agents with Crypto Lifer. Please let them know that I got to be on that podcast. We got to let the people know. All right. We got to let the people know. Moss on Soul. You're the best, Sam. Blessing. Shout out to Andre Mateo Music. God bless you, Andre. You're the best, man. Good people here on the stream. Good vibes. This is a $7 million market cap. Been ripping. It's been ripping. I don't know what to tell you. You gotta, like, you know, see what happens. It's making a flag after it comes back to support. And it's kind of still got somewhat of a trend. Looks like that trend's still alive and it may continue. I don't know enough about it though. Review time. So I think I've been online for a while. I have to just delete my cookies. Something's up there. So remember, someone asked me about SWI, and I said SWI can go 2 ways. Like if Bitcoin tumbles, SWI goes down, and you get it at 280 for a beautiful price, right? And I think that will be the lowest it goes, and maybe even goes to 3. But if Bitcoin bounces, this goes sideways, we get a move on, and the market's ripe and you don't get it any cheaper than that. So I would be DCing into SWI anywhere between 250 and the prices we are now, like, and I'd have a broader scope for it to going to $15 to $20. In the next big run, I see it headed to $6 eventually. Can it go sideways? Starting to get oversold in the 3-day chart. Starting to show signs that it's got, you know, actually, I'll tell you something. 90% of the time when a coin resets on the 3-day and it's had this much time, it goes straight further down and crosses the 21. The fact that the Stokes have curved, we still kind of have some love here. It's showing signs that SWI really may be in for one of these. I can't guarantee it, but it's showing signs that this looks more likely now based on where the 21 is. And it could be wrong. Maybe we dump hard with Bitcoin, but give it a couple days. We're going to be able to know in 6 days, really, we'll be further here than SWI would be a perfect buy into consolidation on that 3-day chart for a 796 swing. Let's take a look at virtual too for a second. SWI been very strong given market conditions, 100%. SWI, it's been one of the strongest. It's been holding up with virtuals in a way. And look at virtuals. I said it was going to pump. I went over this idea. We talked about it. Look how tight the channel looks compared to the rest of the market. This trade is in the money. And again, the entry at 340. It's not huge, but it's at 361. You did not lose. This trade's still in the money. Target looks like it's up at 553. Virtuals. And remember, people are using virtuals to buy these other coins. Daily looks interesting. The 8 hours a little overbought there with some bearish div. The 4 hours interesting. but it keeps making higher lows in a trend. So the trend's your friend until it's not. Would have to break down below 320, no, let's say 329, 330 for me to believe, yeah, no good, you know. So we'll see what happens, but I mean, I'm still so bullish. This trade is still going, and you're in the green on this trade as we head to the target over here at 553. If anything could make us some cake, it's virtual. And this is on a bunch of different centralized exchanges as well, so it's not hard to swing. So you don't have to be a genius and deep dive the DeFi. Everyone's like, I can't DeFi. Everyone makes excuses why they can't have exposure. And, you know, it's funny. No, and I'm saying I talk to some people and like, well, they're afraid to open a MetaMask. They're afraid to do this. They're afraid, oh, so sorry. I'm not saying, you know, there's beginners, they need to learn it all. I get it, and we'll teach you. But there's some people that have been in the game a long time, and they're still just like, they like to use up the word, I can't get that coin, or I can't find that, or I'm unable to do that. I'm like, but you can get that coin decentralized on 3 different centralized exchanges over there, over here. Like, the market now makes it very accessible to find the coin of your dreams. And there's really no reason why you can say that you can't get it up. You can't get your coins. Super chats, Crow and Turbos. Let's take a look at Crow. Kronos. Wow, and it looked beautiful inside that channel, and you wanted to see it stay sideways, but no. I don't trade Crow. I stay away from it. It's such a big coin, and it moves kind of like a slug. You know, they'll be around. I'm not saying anything bad about the company. You know, everyone that has a Crow account seems to like it. The crypto's still there. You know, they've been good to their customers so far, as from what I've seen. I don't have it. I don't use crypto.com. I signed up for the card when it first ever really came out, when no one really knew about it. And that dude, Crypto Jeremy, was all about crypto.com. That's all he, you know. Looks like we still may get a trip down to the 618 here, or even a wick to the 786. It's so attached to the macro that if Bitcoin slow bleeds, this will too. All the big older coins that have been around for a long time, they tend to just do whatever Bitcoin does. That's why I'd rather talk about cookie.fun. And let's look at Turbo. Somebody says it's wow. So Colin, man, Colin could really be changing the game here, and just getting started, dude. So I believe I found a real winner here with Colin and the Swarm and what it could do. But you know, it's up to you. It's up to you. And I'm giving away holiday gems here, holiday gimmies, holiday giveaways. In the last few days, we went over TEMA, since it was at a $4 million market cap, and this thing absolutely ripped. Then I gave the beautiful ascending triangle that was just simply put with the measured move and everything, and it hit the exact target. It was just like a beautiful trade. It was just like, come on now. That was the Christmas trade. Like, it was just December 24th, Christmas Eve, and you win gains. That was just basically the Christmas trade right there. Christmas Eve into Christmas right there. That was my gift to the world. All right, that beautiful setup. It really was, though. It was like it put the icing on the cake for Christmas for me. Then we had this, and so I still see some gains coming here out of TEMA. Of course, it's going to pull back. It went on a major run. It needs a healthy retracement to a 618 from Impulse. Impulse was here, 618, 786. It seems to have done that. I got faith this continues. I don't own any, so it doesn't matter, but I have faith this continues to the upside. TEMA, all right? Again, high risk could go to zero, so we never know. Then we also saw Phoenix coin. Then we also saw Cent. There's a few other ones that just ripped too. Yeah, this HFUN, one of the first ones on Hyperliquid, coming back down to that 786, 618 level. That's usually where we get the retracement back to the upside. So, no guarantees, but interesting, right? Funny, I bought AVA AI a long time ago. Nothing, but maybe one day. Maybe one day. People like their chill guy. It did come back down to a 618, 786 level, but I just feel like it's getting overshadowed by sentience. Wow, look at this. We talked about AI rocket on virtual, and I went over it last night and said this thing looks hot to me. Had a really small market cap, look up 146%. And I talked about it to the trading group too. And we went over it. We went over a lot of different stuff last night. Last night was kind of crazy. We were researching so much. So much. But yeah, AI rocket just ripping. Look at that. Like, see? I drew this line. Look, this is why. This is kind of nuts because I was like, I could see it going up to a 1.5 cents, you know? It just went straight up to 1.5 cents. Look at that. It went past my target and beyond. This thing is ripping. Like ripping. And it's got a tiny market cap. And I believe people are staking it, so half of the supply is getting staked, which means like this thing could just do some serious numbers. I'm trying to find, you know, what time frame really makes sense to trade this puppy. So AI rocket's out of control. And again, people buy virtual, and they buy this thing with virtual. You see? So virtual goes up in value every time people want more of these coins. I don't see how virtual doesn't go to $50 billion or more. And really battles Hyperliquid in market cap. Hype and virtual almost could become their, you know. There's a lot going on here, man. It's getting crazy. But I would keep watching this. This one's got a tiny market cap. All right. So it doesn't, you know, again, I didn't buy into this one yet, but I think tonight I have to, man. These things are getting out of control. I can't own every single thing we talk about. But like I just delivered another winner last night, and this thing is out of control. So if you've been in the trading group and you like trading these decentralized coins, I literally in the last 3 days have been hitting it out of the freaking park. And you can't say a dang thing about it, honestly. And what I've been doing is I've been scanning the internet like a ravaged animal, watching videos at 3x speed, you know, 2x speed, going all over the place, typing, writing, you know, zooming in, because I don't want my trading group getting left behind and thinking Sammy didn't have it, Sammy didn't find it, Sammy didn't keep us up to what was hot. I lose sleep making sure that we are all on point and that I don't lose the next narrative. DSI is the next thing coming at us. It's already kind of starting to come at us a lot, right? And again, I wish I could get every single thing, but boom. Rocket AI had issues. Scroll down. What does that mean? 2 issues. Quick intel. It is what it is, man. I don't own it yet, too, so maybe it's not worth it, but it looks hot to me. And Reploy AI, this thing was hot too. And look, it did pump a little bit, came back down. Want to see if you can flag here or make another little flag like that, right? And continue. But this thing's on. I see a lot of people tweeting about it. A lot of people talking about it. Actually, was on my phone on Twitter today looking at someone that had nothing to do with this. The next thing you know, it led me to a tweet about this. And I said, man, see, that's what happens. You'll be like, I'll be deep diving something else. And it takes me back to this. And I'll be like, man, something's brewing here. Something's going on. I got to start paying attention. So, yeah. I hold Parsec. I've been holding it for a long time, since the last rally, actually. I still hold it, but I just can't get to it because I can't get into my Coinbase wallet on my phone. But maybe one day I will. I have faith that I will get into that Coinbase wallet. I really do. And I'll get to the bottom of it. Yeah. Yeah, Griffin's been hot too, for sure. Let's take a look at Griffin. Griffin's got its own beautiful ecosystem, kind of. Griffins, see, these things are just all kind of, and they're also going after each other's market share at one point, though. It's almost dog eat dog on the AI. I got to tell you right now, Griffin is hot, and I believe Griffin does numbers. I don't see how Griffin doesn't go to $2 billion market cap. So right now, I believe if anything pumps in the next few days, it's going to be Griffin. To me, this just looks so likely, but you never know, right? It could go to 0. But it's been working hard. It's an AI agent that like never takes a day off, and it's known in the game. It's strong. It's got a big community. People like it, and the people behind it too aren't stopping, and they're growing and So it's got a team and it's its own thing. I would watch Griffin. If anything pumps in the next week, Griffin. For sure, keep Griffin on the radar. It's hot. You can tell it's hot. It's so hot. Yeah, True should rip. Take a look, Sam. True Fi, right? I mean, it's okay. It's at the bottom of its barrel now. Attempting to hold this trend line, you see? I don't know, shoulder, head, shoulder. The whole market's sketchy on like the regular alts. You know, anything that's not in virtual or virtual agent, it's kind of sketch right now. I'll be honest. I'm like almost like about to put hedge funds in these, and it's gonna make all my losses back on the coins that are kind of dragging right now. Not even though actually we're still up from when we got in, but you know, down from when the huge pump happened. So it feels like you're down in a way because you're like, well, I was so up, you know, but it's been so long that we've been waiting. Yeah, I'd like to see it consolidate first, but I do see 23 coming, but let it consolidate. You don't want to see it lose this trend line. That'll be a problem for True 5. Caspa's the elephant in the room that no one wants to talk about. So I'll be the one YouTuber that actually discusses what's going on here. And I own Caspa. I've had Caspa for a long time. Am I super happy with Caspa? I mean, so far, it's been a great run. All right? But let's talk about kind of what we're talking about here. So I looked at Caspa recently and I said, if Caspa does not bounce here, that we're in for a possible 7-cent Caspa, and we haven't been there since November of 2023. So that would be like no gains in over a year, right? In conglomerate, you know, fine, you could have swung trade and eventually sold the top and all that, but come on. And look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. And so we're at a standstill here. And the last time, I drew it, it was just like this. And I said, listen, everybody, like, you got almost, like, you know, at this point, it's prayers for Caspa, but like, it's got to get a bump. And it's almost, it follows Bitcoin pretty closely because it's proof of work. And so, a little bit of decoupling against Bitcoin, thank God. You know, people felt these are good prices. And I think Caspa's an amazing project, and you do want to buy the fear. It's a low, a high, it's a higher low. And I can't tell you what's going to happen, and I'm not going to panic sell it, but man, if I don't sell and then it goes to 7, I am going to feel like a complete fool. It doesn't look amazing. So it's a tough call, everybody. I know some people that have taken their money. And the way the chart looks, it's in, you know, you could sell now. If it dumps, you're good. If it pumps back up in here, there's a chance you can probably get back in around the same price or near it, you know. But again, you got to do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm thinking to myself, I would say, you know, when I say you, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, I could sell over there, it's over there, but it depends, you know. It all depends on what you're thinking. And again, no one can tell you what to buy or sell because no one knows your life situation. They don't know when your rent is due. They don't know how much money you have saved. Right? That's why I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know enough about people's lives. And so I would never tell you what to buy or sell. I would never tell you when to buy or sell anything. I'll show you charts and I'll talk about what I believe is likely going to play based on what I do as a living and how speculative I am. But, you know, it's up to you to do your own research, get the education from, you know, a mentor, someone that teaches technical analysis, and go from there. Been watching your store for a while. Love your faith and rigor. You take the time for your following. Style and grace plus the cup in handy. God bless you, Michael Wallace. Thank you. You know what? I knew that if I had high frequency, eventually so many high frequency people would be attracted to the stream. And that would be the type of people we had. And those are the strongest, amazing people. So then we'd have the most strongest and amazing team. Right? Hunter by Virtuals, concentrating on airdrops. Let's take a look at Hunter. DBXT, Hunter by Virtuals, DRXBT. Wow, look at that thing just mooned. I think we did look at this yesterday too, and it was just sitting there doing nothing, right?
A Senex listing is coming. Wait, what does he say? Is a common airdrop. Someone shared a post about a potential airdrop from this optimism team. Seems like another round is coming. Keep clicking. Network airdrops have been lucrative in the past. I'm digging into this one. We'll share potential entry points once I'm verified opportunity. Non-pixel has symbol tokenomics to optimism. Not pixel, huh? Interesting what's going on here. So Hunter finds airdrops for you is what you're telling me. That's what Hunter does. It's called the airdrop Hunter. I get it now. And that's why it's called drop XBT, airdrop XBT, like AI XBT. I get it now. I see what's happening. I'm figuring out the language here that they're trying to tell me. It took me a week. I got it now. I got it. So specializing in airdrops, locked in airdrop trends. Very cool. This thing is hot. I mean, how does it not go up in value? Because people want to know what's up with the airdrops. Simulchrome AI features, they are deployed and being tested. Hunter's wallet topped up and ready if you want to try to convince it to tip you. Hunter started giving out information about TGAs and airdrops. Looking for a reliable source on crypto market insights. Any recommendations? My live stream. We'll put a link there, right? He'll probably come to the stream right now and take over the stream. We'll be like, no. He'll be like, he'll bot us. But now maybe he'll start coming to the stream. And then he might feed data and relink, and it might be a loop. Look at this. I found this so interesting. I saw Nick O'Neill at the exact place getting a Rolex. He must have come into the same place I live. Right? He ended up reposting it. So I had to say who did it better. There's Frank right there. Good guy, man. Nice guy, Frank. And there he is, you know. Frank in the lighter suit that day. Hanging out with the lifer. We had a little more intimate session. I mean, hung out all night. It was kind of nice. But who did it better, man? Nick O'Neill or me? Choose Rich or the lifer, man? Who did it better? Let us know in the comment section here on the tweet. I just think it's funny, right? What are the odds, man? We go to the same exact dude buy Rolexes around the same time. I did I think about a month before him, though. Maybe even 3 weeks. I got to call it out there. I don't know if he saw my video and then, you know, who knows? I'm suit looking classy. You look like you belong there. Thank you. I just created a MetaMask account. Is this a top signal? Probably for you, yes. Yeah. I'm more excited about FUD than I am about Euphoria. You gotta be. Yeah. I got some Pengu for my Solana wallet. Had no idea I qualified. Yeah, it's awesome, man. We all did. I actually got some too. And it's been a fun run with Pengu. Let's take a look at the popular searches, you know. And again, virtual continuing to rip up 54% of the week. Beautiful. Optimism, Odos, Mente. And I said last week, I said if I was going to bet on anything, it would be virtuals, man. And it's up. And you can tell why. It makes sense. But you got to see, you only get these gems if you sit and study the market. Like I studied the markets, and now I know what the market's doing, and I know where the money's going in the market, and I know why virtuals is the hotter pick. It makes sense. It's not only, and then the TA also comes into play. So once you have TA and you have the fundamentals, you're just locked in. Look at Fuel, ZK Sync Fala, and these are the top 20 search coins in the last 7 days. As far as they found, Pyth is being there. AI XBT still back in there. People starting to search it. It's up it's given a lot of good data. It's up 86%. BitTensor. And, you know, I think that, you know, these things are cooler than BitTensor in a way. It could probably make you more money and more, you know. Fuel Network, Usual, Magic Eden, Solana, Hyperliquid, Vanna, Tone Station. Soon was hot, but it just didn't really provide the gains just yet. Sui is holding it. Super is something you want to pay attention to. Get ENA back above $1. We're kind of back in the clear there. Solana 191, because there's a lot of these AI agents are on Solana too. So this AI agent idea is reviving Solana, because you got to buy Solana to get into the AI agents. So I could see this getting the Solana, you know, creating a revision. And that's why Solana's key. Think about it. It doesn't have to have AI agents. It doesn't have to have all the narratives. But if the narratives come to the Solana blockchain, people are going to use Solana to get into the narratives. And so it gets a ride almost every wave. So if you ride Solana, you indirectly ride the behind scenes of almost every wave, because it's going to end up on Solana, because it's going to be fast, furious, and awesome. Yeah, fine, virtual is maybe doing its own thing, but there's going to be a blend. There's going to be some AI agents on Solana that people are going to think about, and we've already seen a few today that we're talking about right now, right? So it's going to happen. But it's interesting how this is really taken over, and you buy these on Base, virtuals on Uniswap through Base, man, on the Base network with virtual. This is so interesting. So interesting. Amazing time to be alive. And a lot of these you can get on the decentralized exchange too. Like, you don't even have to find them over there. They tend to find their way to MEXC like within the first few days of being on the DEX, which I find absolutely amazing. So, and every day a new coin's hitting MEXC. There's all sorts of stuff happening every single day. New exchange announcements, exchange news. And I'm going to let you get into kind of what we do here on the channel too. Look, we got a lot of stuff here that we can see when a new coin's hitting. Look, SenSpark. Another one, Sen, and that's actually not to be confused with the other Sen, Sentio, that I like there, but that just got added at 358 today, and that was on Polonian X2. Looks PHNIX, SKX, never heard of it. Like, this is how I found some of the newest coins before anyone else, just by knowing when they hit exchanges. Remember TEVA was hitting? That was a new coin that we actually knew about. TEVA. There's so much happening in the market. Let's take a look at TEVA and see what happened there. Sam, maybe you already answered this, but do you still trust being in USDT? My dry powder is in USDT. Yeah, I mean, I don't stress it too much, man. It is what it is. There's billions of dollars in Tether, man. And there's people with all their money in Tether. I believe Tether's stronger than the dollar, man. But you do what makes you happy. You know? You got to kind of answer that for yourself. I don't listen to the FUD. I think it's hilarious. I laugh at FUD. I think it's funny. Yeah. But you never know. Right? Yeah. Every time I post to go up, we stop going up. The bulls stop listening. Yeah. Tether's one of the biggest holders of the U.S. government bonds. Interesting. Yeah. You were all exit liquidity. You're funny, man. You have to buy. Yeah, exactly. And Bitcoin just struggling today. And I see more downside at the end of the day. I do see more downside for Bitcoin. Turbo's a Swedex. $6 million market cap. I mean, I'm sticking with Deep Book Protocol, Cetus. But, you know, maybe this has some legs. I don't know much about it. It is small, Swee's hot, and the trend's actually there. You probably found a gem that could do some numbers. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's take a look at TIA. TIA struggles because people, it's just, it gets staked in mass. And then you got to lock it up for a time too. So once it kind of gets, you know, and then no one sells it, no one buys it. It kind of sad though. It had that beautiful run up to $9 to come all the way back down to $4. Kind of sad. Like, what were these runs? Like, we got above the 200 MA on the daily. That was the beginning of something big, and no. But we'll see. We did double bottom now. We just solidifying that this is the lows. And see, this is the thing. Like, how does this go any lower? I don't see this going any lower. Like $2, $3. Like, it's just like, I've never, you know, who's selling it now? So if this can't go any lower, how does Bitcoin dump? And there's a couple times in my life where Bitcoin was going to dump, but all the coins couldn't go any lower. And I said, it doesn't make any sense. And we did bounce. So it almost, you know what I mean? But it's, you can't, you know, it's at the same time, you can't go on that. But I just got to drop that one, you know, I've used that inkling before, and it's like, yeah, like how much lower can this whole market go? It doesn't make any sense. But we'll see. And that's when I usually, like, they take you to this breaking point, and I'm like, they don't break me because the breaking point doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't add up. Something doesn't, you know, all the numbers don't make sense. Yeah. Interesting. I sold my TA and Atom coins because I heard of an unlock a while back. There you go. Yeah, but it's funny. We got that unlock and we got a huge pump after that, which was funny. We pumped into the unlock, which was interesting. All right. Do you think the market will dump one last time? I don't think. I showed you exactly what's going to happen. Yeah. We went over it many times. Yeah. This is where I start trusting trend breaks. Numbers not making sense. Amen. VWAP says 88K BTC. Yeah, I mean, I see a movement to the downside too as well for Bitcoin. But you never know. We're going to take it one step, one day, one candle at a time. But yes. Yes. 91,000. And you stop somewhere there at 89 and then a possible, 87.3. Maybe, but I wouldn't be surprised if we moved all the way to 80K. But again, I'm not, we'll take it one step at a time, one day at a time. Tomorrow will be False Move Monday and a crazy week. So we'll see. It does look like we have to get some type of bounce on like the 1 hour or the 4 hour. Like they look interesting, but I don't know, man. I see just choppy sideways. I wouldn't trade the last 2 days of the year. It's the worst 2 days to trade. But you never know. Only time will tell. If you get above the 200 MA on the 15-minute time frame, we could get a nice little pump tonight. We'll see. I see just sideways price action till we hit that square. But you never know. You never know. Great time for me to be setting up bags and learning on the way with you all. God bless you, brother. The Salty Vixen. We love you. We appreciate you. All right. Be prepared to be broken, baby. It could be bad. Feels like we need to tone down the greed index a bit more. Fear. Yeah, it's another thing, too. Like, oh, wow, yeah. I mean, we could get all the way to here. And we need to get back into the shaded region. That's where we got to buy. And that's when we can start opening up the pocketbook and loading up on BTC again. It's really the Bitcoin game here. The altcoins are just getting swayed. Somebody says our baby Phantom is pumping. Let's see how big of a pump. I mean, getting that move to Sonic might be interesting. It's above the 200 MA on the 15 and making a bit of a flag. Take a look at your 1 hour time frame. Pretty lackluster though, right? Not much to see here. Not much to see. But again, if it can stay above this, so if you were into a trade possibly, I'd watch this. See if the 21 can cross the 200 MA and it can stay inside a flag, then Phantom's likely to pump somewhere to 85 cents. Wow, they brought it all the way back to 77, man. Everything got slammed. Okay. So, the last few weeks of the year are you just got to hold on. I always talk about just holding on. You just got to make it through. You just got to make it through. Shout out to the super chats. Are you bullish on Sweet? I very am. Shout out to Hoover family. God bless you, my friend. Master friend, weekly daily looks like it is bottom. God bless the lifers. Possibly. I don't know, though. Possibly. Yeah, there's a higher low there. There's a chance, but you never know. You never know. Sam, you already answered this. Okay, Gab. Shout out to B. Tyler. Shout out to LFC10. Shout out to Michael Wallace. Bitcoin's. Oh, wow. TA. Shout out to Andrew Mateo Music. Shout out to LR Crad. Armando Rukaj. For Kuro. Shout out to the Digital Citizen. 275. Shout out to you on your 120X. That's awesome. Are you bullish on Sui? Thank you so much for the quadruple sevens on the Christmas gift. That's very nice of you, Goddess Love. And thank you to Master Friend for throwing the super chat about ETH BTC. He believes there's a weekly bottom there to be had. And we're there. Let's look at the stronger coins of the day in the general market without doing too much of a deep dive. And see, wow, even FTT tokens holding it. XDC, curiously, hasn't been that down compared to the rest of the market. Helium Network, Aerodrome on the week held its own, up 3% on the week, right? Not too shabby. And of course, our baby Virtual is up 57% on the week. And you can see what's up on the week the most. You got BitGet Token, Virtuals, and Move really holding it. And Pudgy Penguin staying above 3 cents, which you gotta love about that too. I think they want to change the world, and they very well may. And Solana up 7% on the week too as well. So it hasn't been too bad. Some alts are actually up on the week compared to all the down, the up and downs here for BTC. So, And again, why is that? Well, because there's opportunity and people are rushing into DEXs and buying the coin to grab the coin, and it's creating movement. So there's money to be made here every single day. You got to pay attention, but there is money to be made. And it's pretty awesome. So again, this is the toughest week. It's a slow week. It's never easy this week. So always brace yourself. People that push themselves like, I'm going to change it all this week. Maybe not. It's almost like, so. Wow. So everyone, I'm going to jump on out for the night. Bitcoin looking pretty, let me see if there's, I don't trade these last few days, man. I've learned my lessons. If anything, you're in some type of look, you're in this. And it could really go 50%. It's a, symmetrical ascending triangle, could go either way. So you could take your pick and find out where you're going. It's likely to the downside, and you'll likely go down to 92.4. You look at Bookmap, it has all the liquidity further to the downside. They're suggesting you're dumping. There's nothing above us. There's no, again, it could be wrong. But usually this is about 90% accurate when it locks in with what I'm saying. And this says they're going to go down and grab some more. They'll grab the liquidity on the low. And so shorts is still in control. And I would watch your coins, watch your positions, and just be careful. Stop losses in 2. I wouldn't be over leveraged. Amen. And that really covers the stream for the night. Good super chats, good love, everyone. Stay connected, stay focused, stay positive, and you'll be all right. Can you look at the rise on Hyperliquid? It's an AI agent. Can you look at rise on Hyperliquid? Another one, huh? Well, they got one on XRP too, which is interesting. Small market cap. You say it's on Hyperliquid. Yeah, there it is. Tiny market cap, and you say it's got numbers. It's doing something interesting, huh? Man, Hyperliquid is hot, so it makes me get kind of excited. You may have found a gem here that may even just be able to 10x, and even if it turns to nothing, it's such a small market cap on Hyperliquid. Enough people might speculate on that. Good luck to you, brother. I don't know if I'm going to get in there, but it looks, I got to be honest, man, it looks enticing. Everybody, I love you. Thank you so much for jumping on into the live. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream, and we will come back at you full force, ready to go. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. I hope you're getting ready for a New Year's party. You're hanging out with some family. My wife's family comes into town tomorrow. We've had a lot of people visiting us because it's beautiful Florida. People want to come hang out, and we knew that. And it's so fun to have so many people come visit us. Today was a beautiful day. Had a really good time with some lifers. Went to the range, hung out, bonded with the men, did men stuff, but had a really good time. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you more than you would ever know. 2 more days, and we do this entire year without a day off. 2 more days, and we do the entire year without a day off. So I can't wait. I'm excited to say we did the January 1st all the way to the end of the year in 2024, and we'll be back at it in 2025, and we're ready to take the belt again, baby. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Thank you for kicking it with the lifer. We appreciate you. We love you, and we thank you more than you would ever know. Thank you so much for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I will see you tomorrow. God bless.
Crypto is life.